I don't want to. Welcome, everybody to September's monthly group coachathon. We are in the 9th month of the month. So this is our 9th coachathon for the year that we've been consistently doing since my crash and burn, I call it, of 2021. I came back in January to reactivate my coachathons after my osteoporosis and vertebrae compression fractures. So we're moving forward, moving ahead, and moving on. And I'm so proud that you guys are here with me and supporting me and hanging out with me. And this is those of you that are seeing this sunset view is our dear friend Jenny, who is sharing with us the beautiful sunset, live sunset from Florida Keys. And I can't remember the name of that key. What is it?
This is Little Torch.
Little Torch?
I'm on Little Torch.
Oh gosh, how many keys are there down there anyway? You're in Key West and it's a key off Key West, right?
See, a couple miles up. I know there's 42 bridges.
Oh wow. Wow, that's unbelievable. Incredible.
Oh,
But
well, oh yeah, this is even better, isn't it?
yeah, it looks great. Just hope you don't get caught in that rain.
Oh no, that's way off in the distance. That's way off.
It must be huge because it looks huge from here.
It is huge. It's spectacular.
Yeah, that's
Yeah, I
great.
love those rainstorms when you're out in the ocean and they're off in the distance. They're beautiful. And then you get the big rainbows.
Oh yeah,
Quite the scene right there, isn't it?
yeah.
Oh my God. Looks like an angel up there.
Yep. Yeah, kind of a part of a like a dove also with its wings spread up.
Yes.
Yeah, it's beautiful. It's really beautiful. You guys enjoying this?
Yes.
Well, everybody else is on mute,
Hi.
so okay.
I don't want to distract everybody, but yeah, this is not too bad, is it?
No, it's a nice distraction, I'll tell you.
All right,
Refreshing.
we'll keep it going.
Okay, all righty. Thank you so much. So we are in the 9th month of the year, and you're the month before the last quarter of the year, and I am here to talk with you a little bit about where are you at in your business? You're coming to the end of 2022, and have you had the success so far this year that you've wanted? Or have you had ups and downs? Have you had better ups than downs compared to the year before? Are you tracking whatever it is that you are doing? Anybody?
I'm flying by the seat of my pants.
Well, I think you're like most of us, really. A lot of us, I should say.
I
Um,
feel like I feel pretty good where I'm at, stuff.
mhm.
I'm not, making any money, but if I do, I do, but I'm having fun and
Yeah,
stuff happening that's bringing me fun. And, you know,
yeah. That's it, Jenny, really. If you're not enjoying your business, why are you doing it?
exactly.
You might as well go back to work for corporate and be unhappy at corporate, right?
Right. And be their creative team instead of your own.
Exactly, exactly. And I think for me personally, the joy that I receive from the positive connections that I make with people and the people that I help gives me more fulfillment than the actual money in the bank account. The money in the bank account's nice. Yeah, we have to have it, but I don't focus on it. I don't go day by day with how much money am I going to make today? How much money am I
Right.
going to make this year? But I do have goals. We have to have goals. We have to have a path that we need to follow to get to where we want to go rather than just winging it every day. Because if you wing it every day, you tend to find yourself not focused. And
But
then
I
next,
people that came into my life, so we're all winging it together. So that's the other team is having team players.
yeah. Well, encouragers. You got to be in front of other entrepreneurs that are there to encourage each other.
Yeah.
That's what makes it, wonderful to be an entrepreneur and fulfilling, as well as getting in front of new people helps to grow your audience, because you might know somebody that needs what I have, and I might know somebody that needs what you have, and we just reciprocate with each other. It's like there is really no competition in the marketplace
Right.
when
But
you
you
could.
know what? I wonder about society since it's so building driven anymore. People are in buildings on computers. Like before technology came around, entrepreneurs had a lot of opportunity with just industrial stuff and creating stuff with their hands. And now it's also intellectual.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Wonder if that lessens opportunities for those who aren't educated. Like a lot of entrepreneurs didn't have college degrees, they were just mechanically inclined. I don't know. I just wonder about the future of this world, where it's going with entrepreneurship. Like we're the last of this breed.
Oh, I don't think so. I think that this is a new opportunity because of technology. There are so many more opportunities specifically for the uneducated, because just because you didn't get a college education or a high school education doesn't mean you're not intelligent. And it
Right.
doesn't mean that you can't learn, because anything you want to learn, you have the internet and you can learn it if you want to. If you pick some skill that you want, you can even learn how to play guitar on the internet or
Listen,
piano, you know?
yeah, that's
So
true. So
it's
anybody, and there's no excuse for anybody out there not to advance, even if they were in the inner city, dirt poor, terrible families, you know.
exactly, because with the pandemic, one of the things that happened with the schools was computers were given to children, as well as free internet services from internet providers for those that didn't have the money to use it. And even now, they can go to the library. The public library has computers they can use. You can bring your own laptop to the library and use the library's Wi-Fi. So there are so many opportunities today. And right now, because we're in a recession, it's the time when you're going to see an increased growth in online business and business owners for the
True.
for the year 2022. The last quarter of 2022 is going to burst out with new entrepreneurs getting themselves ready for 2023. And that's just what happens when stuff happens and people are stopped from doing what they normally do, or they just decide, I'm tired of doing what I've been doing. I'm not happy. I don't want to find something more fulfilling. And that's where, as you guys being business owners, opens that door up for you to bring new people into your opportunities. And
Yeah.
and the sky is the limit, but the fact is you have to be taking action. And what kind of action are you taking today to help grow your business for tomorrow is why we're here today. So I know Sharon had turned her mic off. So I was wondering, Sharon, were you going to greet us today with your presence? Did you have something you wanted to share?
Yeah, you're asking where we were, and so I was going
Okay.
to share
Okay, go
where I
ahead.
am. I am not where I want to be, but it is 100% me dropping the ball.
Mm,
Um, yeah, I had big goals, big plans for the year, and I'm so easily distracted when something doesn't go my way
mm,
that it just kind of takes me off track. And I that's a mindset thing, and I know it's something that I have to overcome.
mhm.
Um, so
That's
yeah.
that's true, but that doesn't mean you can't reach out to get some help with some ideas about what you can and can't do. So here's my question. If you started 2022 with a goal set for the year And were you going back? Let's say you set the goal for the year and then you're in January and you're moving into February. Did you go back and track through January to see what was it I was supposed to get done for the month of January to reach the goal for the first quarter? And what did I not get done? And why did I not get it done? Or are you just waiting until the quarter ends and tracking back? Or what are you doing?
I have not tracked back, although I do know exactly what I did not do.
Okay.
So
So what I would highly recommend, Sharon, is if you know, what I would highly recommend is that you purposefully decide right here and right now to start tracking your activity. So you could start right now and move through the end of the year and then take it into 2023. And by that, I mean, record it. I know you've got journals that you use, just record it, maybe make it your goal journal or whatever. And at the end or the first, actually the best way to do it is the last week of the month that you're in is go back through the first 3 weeks and track what was your goal. Did you meet the goal for the prospecting? Did you meet the goal for the revenue? Did you meet the goal for um, the course that you're creating or the event you're creating, or did you meet the goal for the growth of the group that you're growing, or whatever your goal was, and see where you're at like the first day of the last week of the month. And then sit there and brainstorm with yourself. I know I missed it by this much. Okay, so what can you do for the next month to hit that goal for that next month? Or do I need to reevaluate my goals? Maybe I am really putting a goal way out of my reach, because that's the number one thing that can drive people down is setting a goal that, yes, it's probably reachable, but in reality, was it reachable? And then give yourself grace and break it down and reduce it down into something that's more manageable, because the more times that you create a goal that you actually reach, the more enthusiasm you're going to have, the more power you're going to give yourself with the I can do this, the more encouragement you're going to have for yourself because you did reach it, as opposed to the, well, gosh, I know I should have done this month and I just didn't do it. And I know why I didn't do it, instead of what could you have done instead? What can you do to keep yourself from doing that, what I would say backsliding, I guess you could call it. And know what your triggers are that cause you to get distracted from staying focused. And if you know what those triggers are, then and only then can you actually make a change in whatever actions you're doing. Sometimes it's just purely saying no to somebody when somebody wants you to come and do something for them. If you've got something that's on your plate that's very important for you right now and you want to stay on track, and maybe give them the, well, maybe I could do it later. Sometimes it's things that are totally out of your control and you have no control over them at all. And that's okay too. So you give yourself grace and you bring your goal down a little bit. What do you think?
yeah, and I do know, like, some of my triggers
Mm-hmm.
is having an expectation of one thing and
Okay.
missing that goal.
Okay.
Is a trigger for me, especially when I feel like I did everything that I was supposed to do
Okay.
to reach that goal. Um, it kind of deflates me. And
Exactly.
so I just, so I get off track.
Yeah.
Another thing is if I have some kind of a health issue,
Mm-hmm.
that just totally takes me off track.
Exactly.
And if I have a relationship issue,
Mm.
that also um, throws me off. So I know that those are my triggers for not reaching my goals or getting done what I need to get done.
Mm-hmm.
Um, Having somebody depending on me
Mm-hmm.
for something that I can't give also weighs on me. That's part of that relationship thing,
Okay.
to a point where I started applying for jobs. I
Oh,
actually
okay.
had 2 interviews for 2 different jobs. So
Okay.
um yeah. And that's also deflating because
Yeah.
I like what I do. I think I'm good at what I do, and
Yeah,
I
you
know that
are.
I can help people with what I
Yeah,
do.
exactly.
I'm just like, why does it have to be so hard? So,
Well, sometimes we overthink it and sometimes we make it hard. And that's why I'm saying if you commit to recording whatever's happening and your reaction to it, what happened, break it out, write about it, journal about it, story about it, and then take it and go back and say, how can I rewrite this story? How can I change this story? How can I take this specific situation? What could I do the next time this situation pops up? What plan can I put in place? It's kind of like when I call it my crash and burn of 2021 and me getting ready to hit the road in May of 2021. And I thought I had everything in place for when I was ready to leave, that everything was going to be okay and taken care of. And lo and behold, when I had to step away and sell my rig and I couldn't even take my trip and I couldn't go on living a life of laptop lifestyle, I had to live my laptop lifestyle here at home, which was okay. But I didn't have anything in place I had a lot of things in place for if something happened while I was out on the road, but I came to realize that there's a lot of things I did not have in place if something did happen when I was on the road and I should have I was working on it. I thought about it, but I just didn't do it. So you have to just kind of think of that mindset of if this happens, if I get sick, if I end up in the hospital, what's going to happen to my business? Who's going to take care of my business?
mhm,
Do I have a fall safe? Do I have someone I can fall back upon that I could um, bring in that could take care of things for me on a temporary basis? And I know if you don't have money coming in, you can't really hire a VA, but is there someone that you can reach out to that would be able to at least keep whatever your plan was? If it was, getting a course ready, launching a course, did you have things that you had to send out via email or so on or whatever that maybe they could help you with? But um, and then give yourself like a window for when you're getting ready to launch a course or getting ready to launch an offer. Make sure that you have a nice window for if something should come and interrupt. If I've got it scheduled, I'm going to plan on this week to schedule it, but if something happens and it can't, do I have another week that I'm going to actually be able to do that so that you can be a little bit flexible? But again, I think for you, Sharon, making sure that you set a goal that is reachable. And you can look at what you've done in the past and where you want to go in the future. And if you were successful with a launch of some sort or a course or whatever it is that you're doing with X number of people, then make that your goal again for the second time you run it. Maybe add one person to it instead of 3 people or 4 people or 5 people, and make
mhm,
it something that you feel really good and confident about. Because I think sometimes if we tend to get in that position like you've been in several times of not being able to accomplish what you set out to do and you get deflated, like you say, and you get kicked back, it gets into our subconscious. And then we've got that nagging back there when you want to do it again. You've got it back there. I know we all have it saying, why are you trying to do that again? You're not going to succeed. You haven't succeeded before. You didn't succeed last time. What makes you think you're going to succeed now? And I know we all have that. And maybe we don't want to admit we have that, but we do have that. And we need to recognize it. And we need to say, no, that's not the case. I know what I did. I know what went wrong, and I know what I need to do to fix it. And I am moving forward. And just take that power and release that power out into whatever it is that you're trying to do. And you may find that it does help with some of the things that tend to keep us mentally from doing what we know we want to do, and we end up not doing it for whatever reason. So, any
That helped
thoughts?
MJ. Yeah, that helped MJ. Thank you.
Okay. Okay.
I'll definitely go back and look.
Yeah. Ooh, look at
I'm
that. Sorry to interrupt you. That
that is
sunset
pretty.
Jenny's showing us, isn't that fabulous?
Yeah.
That's the back end of it.
Yeah, I see that.
Here's the,
Yeah. Yeah, that's pretty cool. The sun coming down on one end and hitting the earth on the other like a big huge
isn't that amazing?
glorious shining star shooting up from the ground. There's the moon.
Yeah, good. You can see it.
Yeah.
And can you see the pink clouds?
Yep. Mm-hmm. Yep. Sure
See, I just
can.
see a little screen because I'm on my phone.
Oh.
But I was listening to and I was thinking about what you were saying, MJ, and
Mhm.
just think about. I mean, I don't have to worry about making a living off of being a songwriter, although that's what I want to do, but it's not
Mhm.
my bread and butter. But hey, that's the prize, making money. But I know through this whole journey, which I've been going through for 30 years, I've had to practice patience and remember that God formed me in my mother's womb and He knows every hair. And we are gifted for certain times in life to share our hopes with the next person. So it just made me think about what I went through and just having to remind myself that God knows exactly what's going on, and to have confidence that I'm a good person and I give my all and I trust him in his time.
Exactly. But Jenny, we have to remember as entrepreneurs that we are affecting people. We
Right.
are helping people. Whether we're getting money for it or not, we are making the world we live in a better place. And that's got to be worth so much more than money in the bank. And
That's right.
it's the desire of the heart, being able to fulfill that desire of the heart that
That's
to
it.
me brings everything in. And as we get into putting everything into place to bring those people into our programs is where the money comes in.
That's
So,
right. Like what's
so
happening for me now.
yeah,
But
yeah,
yeah, we don't know. We're on God's time. Just,
exactly.
yeah. But
But,
anyhow,
but if we're not doing the work, it's
well,
not going
that's
to
it.
happen either. So we have to be doing the work too. Whatever work we can do, we need to be doing it.
God's doing pretty good. Look at that reflection.
Yeah, I see that. Yeah. Very nice. Beautiful.
I grabbed a screenshot.
Oh,
Oh,
did
good.
ya?
Hey, if you need me to stop, tell me to stop so you can grab it.
I got
A
it.
Here, did you get this one? Oh, is it gone? Did you get that?
I need you to speak again, Jenny.
Did you get this one?
keep talking, Jenny, so it stays on
Oh,
speaker view.
am I on did I mute myself?
No,
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 no. Because you're talking, we're seeing you. So you keep talking, okay? As soon as you stop talking, it goes back.
I got it. Thank you, Jenny.
Okay,
That's
she's
nice.
got it.
Oh, wait a minute. So when I start talking, it shows my face?
Yes. Well, not
I
right
look
now. It's showing it
horrible.
right now. It's showing what you're showing us. It shows us your phone. Yeah. Yeah.
Okay, and then when I talk, what happens?
When you talk, we can see what we can see your stuff or your face or you or whatever. It's called speaker view. When you stop talking, then it goes back like I'm talking right now. So if you stop talking, it'll go back to me as the speaker.
Just
So
as so you guys can see my face right now?
no,
When I
we
talk, you
see what you're showing us on your phone. Your camera
okay, you
is
don't see my
showing us the
face.
sunset, not your
This
face.
is much prettier than my face.
Oh no, 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 no. It's just
So
a
I'm
different
glad. Look
kind
at
of
that.
beauty. It's a different kind of beauty, Jenny. Yeah, that's lovely. So Amy says, jotting in my notebook, journaling my day right now, detail tracking in progress. So she's taking action, and she's kind of like Sharon. She's a notebook user. She takes notes and she does her journaling and that kind of thing. And I think that she's adding some tracking in. right now for purposes that will help her to discover and decide where she's going, how she's getting there with her journey, because her journey's changed as well. And she's doing quite well with her choices and moving her business forward. And I know Marcy is here and she's not coming on camera. So we were just wondering, Marcy, did you have anything? You're coming to this should be the last part of this year, should be your best time, Marcy, for your business, because
Yes.
people are going back to school. People are going to start spending money. You got a holiday coming. So I hope that you've got some things in place that's going to build that momentum, because September, guys, is your month to build your momentum to get you through the last quarter of the year because of the holidays. And if you're not starting to build that momentum now, you're going to lose out on what you could have had. Don't wait till October to do it. Start now. Start the month of September to get those messages out, get those connections, build that list, and start moving people towards whatever you're planning for the month of October, November, and December. So
Thanks, MJ, for that. That was a great reminder about September to start now for the last quarter, because like I said, I've slacked off on some things, and I realized like on Sunday that I need to get back out there, and I wanted to do things, and not ask for the sale right away. So
no,
thank you.
no.
Thank you for reminding me to just start giving value again. And then when it, ask for a sale later on in third quarter. Thank you.
Yeah, I mean, if it's all going to depend on what you're selling, because you got to build up that momentum. You've got to get in front of those people that are interested in what you have to offer. Get those conversations going. Add those people to your lead list, your prospecting list. Make sure you have the opportunity to connect with them periodically throughout the month, moving them to that quarter where you're going to actually have this thing that we might be launching. So you're building up the curiosity, you're building up that momentum, so that when you're ready for them to get what they need to say, yeah, I want to sign up, they're ready, and you don't have to warm them up and take that time away from actually getting the orders, because you will have everything in place. So yes, September is the month that we need to be doing that for our businesses to build that momentum for the last quarter. So Marcy, you're going to come back and share with us anything that you're planning, or aha moments, or anything specific that you wanted to just get somebody's opinion on?
Right now, I have a party going on in my group for my Tulaversary. So that's building momentum for September.
Oh, good.
So tomorrow is my 2 years with Tula 12.
Oh, wow.
And
Congratulations.
yes, and last month was good. I got to celebrate Amanda for her birthday, and she hosted a tea party for me.
Uh-huh.
So that's kind of still out there, and
Oh,
she's
okay.
gonna order her exclusives.
Okay.
So people are starting to take interest, and I'm starting to do more with the planners. I'm starting to do videos in my group and showing how you can use it to prepare for your holidays.
Okay. Okay. So, and that's what I was going to say. The last quarter of the year, that's where people start thinking about the next year and planning for that next year. And a lot of the planning teachers, the people that teach you how to use a planner, will tell you the last quarter of the year, you're getting the first quarter of the next year ready in your new planner. Well, they can't do that if they don't have their new planner.
Right.
So I would think that you'd be wanting to build up some good momentum in September, recognizing the fact that, you're getting to the end of the year. You're going to maybe want to do make sure you're not at the last minute trying to plan out the next year, so that you can have a peaceful end of 2022 and a peaceful intro into 2023 without a whole lot of anxiety.
Yes.
You know,
And And we have a new course coming out from our company. So I'm going to become a certified planner coach.
Ooh, that'd be awesome. So I have a question for you, Marcy, and maybe you don't want to answer it here, but why are you not using your personal profile to talk about some of these things?
I just don't like to spam it and be too
It's not
businessy on
spammy,
it.
but it's not spammy if you're doing it with providing value. If you're talking about certain things, you know, you're talking about the health benefit of a tea, you're not selling it on your profile. You're just giving your knowledge about what you do and letting people know, you know, that planning your life is a way to have more peace in your life, you know, and that's what you could be doing on your profile, because your profile is your primary real estate and people come to your profile to check you out. Facebook groups are great, but you got to find new people that want to connect with you and then drive them to that group where now you can actually talk about product specifics and pricing and, you know, that kind of stuff. That's where you would not necessarily what I call sell the product, but that's where you can actually have that specific conversation because they've given you permission because they've joined your group. And on your profile, if people don't know, like I know Marcy is the planning lady. I know that. And that's what I promote you as. But if people go to your profile and they go, well, what are you talking about? I don't see where Marcy's does anything to do with planning, you know, or something like that. So does that make sense?
Lots.
Do you have, I mean, if you need help with looking at what kind of content can you be putting on your profile that will help your audience get to know you and trust you so they'll want to buy from you, reach out, let me know, put something in the Facebook group. I'd be happy to help you with that.
Thank you.
Okay. Because you're really leaving a lot of money on the table by not using your profile. I know when we first got together, your profile had a banner of 31, I think it was.
Right.
And that's spam. That's definitely spammy. That's like saying, okay, guys, I have a store and this is what it looks like. No, you don't want to do that. But you do want people to know what you do and who you serve and how you help people. And one thing I wanted to talk a little bit with everybody tonight was about for a few minutes is your I help statement. How many of you have an I help statement? If somebody said to you and you were at the grocery store and they, I was just curious, what is it that you do anyway? What would you say to them? Anybody? I know Sharon's got one. Marcy?
Yes.
Go ahead, Marcy.
I help busy mompreneurs and entrepreneurs to get organized and eat and drink healthier in their life.
Okay. Now, because you have multiple products, Marcy, you can have multiple I help statements because you want to have an I help statement for each of the markets that you serve. So when you're focusing on people getting organized, that should be a separate I help statement from the one where you help with healthy teas or healthy, whatever it is, that you have for the health market. Does that make sense?
Absolutely.
And you can put a post on your personal profile that talks about, I help busy moms get themselves organized by making sure they've planned out their month so they have quality time with their children, or so their children don't miss, or we don't miss their dance recitals, or whatever it is. And then if you've got a tea that might help someone who has, maybe somebody has migraines and you have a tea that people are getting good results from because they drink that tea, I help stressed out moms who need a little calming effect to give them that relaxing relief from a severe headache or whatever it is.
Right. I like that.
So it's clear about who you help. You don't want to have an I help statement where you help multiple situations. Now, my I help statement is I help network marketers and direct sales reps learn how to use Facebook, stay out of Facebook jail, get more leads and sales faster by learning how to attract their audience through attraction marketing. That's one market, but these are the different ways I help them. So you have multiple markets, so you want to pick one for that market and then the different ways you help them. And you can break it out into multiple I help statements. You can make it into a nice short I help statement for each market. But you guys need to know who you help, who you serve, and how you serve them. And your audience needs to know how you do it and who you are. Sharon, did you want to share yours with us?
Sure. I help women of a certain age executives to increase their productivity through and their energy so that they can slay all day.
Okay. So you could even have one that goes a little bit deeper on how you do that.
Yeah, I was gonna put it in there because I through food and movement is how I do it.
Right. Yeah, but I'm saying is, you don't have to limit to one big, huge I help statement. Get an I help statement and trigger the different ways that you help them so that you've got different pieces of content that you can put different places so it's not sounding the same everywhere that you go. So you don't have like this canned statement that every time somebody sees you, they go, oh, I know her. She does this, 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 and this. Rather, it would be, oh, I know her. She does this. Oh, I know her too, but she does this. No, I know her. She does this. So now you've got people talking about you because there's so many different things that you help them with, which comes down to the same thing. You're helping them with productivity and energy, but you do it in different ways.
Makes sense.
Okay. And I know Amy is working on hers, so we won't bother her unless she wants to share. And then Ginny, I don't know, do you have an I help statement yet, or is that something that we're going to be working on?
Yeah, I'm not even sure what the I help statement is, other than what you gals have been talking about.
Okay. Well, the I help
Like,
statement is you are a songwriter, an artist, and you have chosen to take this path of getting the message out to the audience that you serve. So who's the audience that you serve? And then how do you help them, and how are you planning? I mean, I know you're in the middle of trying to get all this stuff together, but it's just something for you to think about. As I'm growing my business and trying to put all this together, what message do I want the world to have about me?
that God is real and his promises do come true, because he made me a promise 30 long years ago. And if that promise, and it is coming to fruition, but it took a long time.
Yeah.
So that's my message to the world.
Yeah.
Don't give up on your dream. And that's what I was like going. So that's my I help statement, I guess.
Yeah, for right now, but we'll be working on trying to get that narrowed down to a little bit more detail. So that the statement actually touches and hits that emotional state that audience is in, where they'll want to connect with you. Okay. But we'll be
That
working
sounds
on that.
good.
We'll be
All
working
right.
on that. So okay, guys. Marianne, did you have anything you wanted to share with us? I know I turned your mic off because those dogs were barking. So
They're having fits.
it's okay.
Anyway, I have a funny story.
Okay, let's hear it.
My knitting is my passion right now. And I was knitting a sweater for Phyllis. And she sent me the yarn. And I looked at it and I said, I don't think this is going to work for what you want. And she said, well, I don't care. I said, it's going to come out too big. And so anyway, she said, well, go ahead and knit it anyway. So I knitted it. I made it in 3 weeks.
Okay.
And it ended up fitting my daughter, who's 5'10" and a half.
Okay.
And is a big woman. She's not fat, but she's big. And it's even a little big on her. So I had her model it, and I showed it to Phyllis. I said, Phyllis, I knew this wasn't going to work out because I couldn't get the gauge down small enough. And she thought it would just be a little bit bigger. Well, it ended up giant size instead of a small. So that
Oh
was
my gosh, you were making
kind
the
of, my daughter
small?
got a sweater out of it, but it didn't help my client any by not being able to do it. So I ordered other yarn that
Uh-huh.
is lighter weight, and I plan to make the sweater for her out of that and show her. And this is one thing I have to make clear to people that want me to knit for them. Make sure the pattern and the yarn match.
Exactly.
They don't, I can't perform miracles. This
Yeah.
was big yarn, and I used the smallest needle I could that didn't make it, knit up like a board, and it still didn't work out.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
anyway, I spent 3 weeks knitting a sweater that
Yeah.
I
Yeah,
couldn't.
that's the problem with trying to do things like that when somebody picks out a pattern. Okay, that's the pattern. This is the style that you want. This specific pattern is designed for, and usually it'll say this yarn.
Right,
They'll even say the brand and so on and
right.
so forth. And if they aren't sticking to that, then you can't have any control. So I don't know if you could just say, well, you could Google the yarn or whatever that is the right yarn that they need to pick out and send that to them and say, okay, this is the yarn you need to use. You pick the color and order it.
Yeah. Well, I told her that. She insisted that it would fit her. And she said, well, maybe I could wear it as a dress. I said, well, you'd have to wrap it around you twice. She's 5'3" and weighs 98 pounds.
I know, it's a little bitty thing. I
You can
know.
imagine a sweater that fits my daughter who wears,
Yeah,
X sizes.
yeah, yeah,
It
I
just didn't
know.
work.
Yeah.
But it was a learning experience for me that I have to be more, you know,
Up front, more
upfront and
forceful.
say,
Yeah.
this isn't, and I did tell her just it wasn't going to work, but she insisted that it would. So anyway, I enjoyed making it. It
Yeah.
wasn't lost. My daughter can wear it, so she has a sweater that she didn't expect to get.
Oh, okay.
So
All right.
Marianne, what I do when someone asks me to knit something for them and to get them to get the yarn that I want them to get, I tell them up front that I'm a yarn snob, and this is the yarn that you have to use, that I have to use.
well, that's what I told her. I told her it needs really to be sports weight, and she sent me worsted weight. There's a big difference.
Oh, yeah.
between the two. So
Yeah.
I tried to make it as small as I could, use the smallest needles, and it still didn't work out. So anyway, it taught me something that when I know as soon as I start knitting something, it's not going to work, I don't finish it. Tell them.
Well, you just got to stick to your guns about the yarn that it calls for. And like I say, if you go online and Google the yarn you want them to buy, send them that link and say, this is the yarn that you need to buy. You pick a color.
Yeah,
And there's no question.
that's what I'll do in the future.
Yeah. You got to just be,
I enjoy knitting, but I don't want about, a bunch of things.
well, yeah, but now you've spent 3 weeks doing something that,
Yeah.
now you're going to have to spend 3 more weeks to do it again.
Well, I could have done it in 2 weeks, but I kept ripping it out, trying to
Oh, okay.
color. I ripped it out 4 times.
Oh my gosh.
I
Yeah.
still couldn't get it down to the gauge
Yeah.
I wanted it, or the size that I wanted it. So
Yeah.
anyway, it was kind of hilarious. My daughter got a good laugh out of it. And she said, well, Mom, next time you're going to be a little more specific about what you really need.
Or
And
just
said,
forceful.
yes,
Yeah.
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 So
Yeah.
But I do have a goal. I'd like to make one thing every month, to start it and complete it. And I can do an Afghan in probably 2 weeks or less.
Wow. How big an
depending on-
Afghan?
Oh, probably 55 by 60.
Okay.
a big one, a good
Okay.
size. And I can knit a sweater,
Mhm.
that doesn't have a lot of pattern to it. I can knit one in a couple of weeks.
Yeah.
Because I have nothing else to do except knit.
Yeah. So what have you thought about maybe seeing if there's a market for baby Afghans?
No, I haven't checked that out.
You might want to see if there's a lot of people that would be interested in buying a baby Afghan as a baby shower gift or something for a family member. And then, maybe not necessarily pick out a color or a design, but you just do some and then have them available for people that want to buy them.
I thought about that, and I also thought with Christmas coming, maybe
Mhm.
mittens and hats for kids.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Because
Yep.
a lot of times parents want
Mm-hmm.
things, and if they don't like the colors I have, I'll offer to make the color they want. If
Right.
they want the same thing, in a different color.
Yeah.
So that's my goal for, the end of the year,
Yeah.
focusing on Christmas items.
Yeah. Well, you
And,
want to get them done before that so you can get them shipped to them before Christmas.
yeah, it doesn't take long. I found that I think it took the last shipment that I sent to my niece, it took less than a week to
Okay.
get to them. So if I have them completed by November,
Right. Mm-hmm.
I
Yeah.
could get them in the mail
Yeah.
way before Christmas.
Yeah. That's what I mean. Yeah.
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 And
So have
the
a goal.
post office now has a special deal for people that send packages all the time.
Who does?
It's the US Post Office.
Oh, yeah.
And I'm going to check that out and see what it involves, because if I can send it, sign up for that and send it out cheaper, and it didn't matter the size or the weight or anything. It was
Yeah.
like one price fits
Yeah,
all.
you're talking about their new online thing where you sign up for it. They send you a scale, they send you packaging, they send you everything you need. Yeah, it might be cheaper for the postage, but it's more expensive because you have to sign up for so much each month or something. So I
Yeah.
looked into that and it's not saving you any
I'm going to
money
check that
because
out and see
yeah,
what.
because it's a service that you have to pay for as well,
Yeah.
not just the postage stamps weight.
So anyway, that's what I'm planning on doing. I kind of check to see what I've done.
Mhm.
Since the first of the year, I've made 4 Afghans.
Mhm.
I made a child sweater, and I have 3 or 4 adult sweaters that I have almost finished, but I put them aside when I have somebody else's to do, because
Gotcha.
they're not on order for anybody.
Yeah.
So, I feel like I'm, able to produce. It's
Mhm.
just finding people that want it.
Yeah.
And I haven't put anything on my webpage, except I did put in LinkedIn about that I love to knit, and I got quite a few responses from that, but I didn't say I, knit for people. I just more or less.
Gotcha. There is Facebook Marketplace, right?
Pardon?
There is Facebook Marketplace.
Yes. Yes.
And you can also maybe find some Facebook groups that are local for your area that allow you to post, that you have this for sale or that for sale. But Facebook Marketplace, you could, I think, I'm not real sure, target your area only so you don't have to worry about getting money from somebody, in another country or something like that.
Yeah.
And then I believe they can pay you through Facebook Marketplace, and then Facebook will pay you once they receive the goods after you ship it. So
Yeah.
you might want to look at that.
I've had it when I was in Kingman, but I haven't been able to find a marketplace here where I live now.
No, I'm talking about Facebook. It's on
Yeah,
Facebook.
I'm talking about.
It's a Facebook, it's a portion of Facebook. You type in Marketplace, Facebook Marketplace, and then it'll come up, and then you should be able to pick options or something of a specific area that you want your ads to be shown to, as opposed to just everybody on Facebook.
Right. Well, the thing is I haven't been able to find Sholo or Lakeside. I had at Kingman. I had the marketplace
Right.
in Kingman, and I sold a lot of things on marketplace. But
Well, I mean, even Kingman, though, you're still going to ship it. You could still do it.
well, I could, yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I was just thinking more of you trying to narrow things more down to your state or your, immediate area as opposed to shipping things out of state or even to other
That-
countries
And that's
type
what
of
I
a
was
thing.
trying to find out. I can't find anything for where I live right now.
There may not be, but something closer. Because you're still going to ship,
Yeah, I still have to ship.
you know.
But that's
So-
pretty
Try
much what I'm
Metropolis.
doing.
What was
I'm
that?
busy
Somebody?
and keep my mind going all the time. So
Yeah. Sharon, were you going to say something?
Yeah, I was saying maybe she can try Metropolis, like Chicago or Atlanta. I don't
Oh
know where
yeah, but
you.
she's in Arizona. I was just trying to think of her getting something like Kingman is in Arizona, and if she's done place things in Kingman, I don't know why she can't do it.
Phoenix,
Why she can't do it
Tulsa,
now?
Phoenix, Tulsa. I'm just saying
Yeah.
places with a bigger
Bigger
audience.
population. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, but I think that the smaller communities are more apt to want to do these things than the larger communities when it comes to handmade things for
one of the
family.
things we have here, Marcy, is the fact that there are a lot of little shops that sell handmade because it's a tourist
Resort.
community.
Yeah. Tourist
And
area. Yeah.
I approached a couple of them, and I did have a market for my dishcloths, but
Mhm.
then they went out of business.
Oh
and
no.
So the other lady I went to, she says, well, I already have somebody that makes them, and I don't have two
Okay.
people competing. So
Right.
I haven't been able to find another place
Oh, that's too bad.
would sell those. They're fast and they're easy. I can make one,
Yeah.
in the
I
evening.
know. I love mine.
Oh, good. I was visiting my friend this summer, and she said, can I ask you for something? And I said, yes, what do you want? And she said, she held up her dishcloth and it was full of holes. She says, I think I wore this out. So I made her 4 before I left.
Oh, that's wonderful. I was going to do this when I can get back out to wash my car. I'm going to take one out and use it to wash my car and see how it does.
It does well.
I think it's going to be really good. And then I was going to come back to you and suggest that maybe you think about doing some car wash mitts where they're sewed up so people can stick their hand in it.
Put your hand in.
And they might even have a spot for a thumb so they can hang on to it and
Yeah.
see what you thought about that. But I think one thing that it would be really fabulous on would be the windows for sure, inside and out, to
Yeah.
get the grime and stuff and the dirt and the stuff that's stuck on there.
And we got a lot of it here because of the
The pollen and everything. Yeah.
pollen and
Yeah.
sand blows when the wind blows. And then the pines fall off the tree and onto my car. I go out and I have to wipe off the windshield.
Oh yeah. Sap from the trees.
Branches.
Yeah.
It's a different area. It's quite an experience. But when everybody else was suffering at 100 degrees, we had 70 and 80. So
Oh really?
Yeah.
Wow.
It's been beautiful here.
Wow.
Actually, I think right now it's 83, so that's not bad.
Wow.
So
All right.
anyway,
All right, guys. Anything else for anybody? Anybody want to bring anything up that you want me to try to do for the month of October special that they've been thinking about, that they're curious about, that you want me to present or do some homework on? Anybody?
Just tell us how to keep up with Facebook. I mean, one day everything
Well, yeah. Yeah. The only thing I can tell you about Facebook is you have to use it. You have to pay attention to what's happening and recognize when stuff's happening that something's changed.
Well,
That's
they
the only
took
thing.
all my pages and put
I
them
know
my
exactly. I
profile.
know, Marianne. That's what I'm saying. You have to make sure that you are paying attention to, don't just jump into Facebook and assume you know what the view is supposed to look like. Make sure you've concentrated on recognizing the view that you're looking at So you know
Yeah.
where you're at, what you're doing, and where you
Well,
want to
I
go,
found
because
them.
it's changing again all the time.
I
And
found it just was surprising that everything was clumped together.
yep,
So
yep. I know, that's what I'm saying. So you've at least recognized that something's changed, but that's all I can tell you because they're changing it all the time, and I have no idea what direction they're going right now. Except I know the business pages are now where if you have more than one business page, you get that opportunity for them. They're all combined into one area, and then you just kind of flip through the different profiles to go where you want to go. And then when you're in when you're in the business suite in Meta, that you can actually go and toggle between the different business pages. So you don't have to jump out and go into the other business page. You can do it all right there. You just have to know for sure where you're at when you're trying to do something, especially if you're trying to create posts. You got to make sure you're on the right page for the post that you want to create, or you're going to end up doing it on the wrong page and not know it, and then wonder, well, why didn't that post? I thought I did that. Well, I guess you did, but it went on the other page. So yeah, it's
I know.
crazy.
I
But
did that.
I think they're trying to bring down the pricing, and everybody's complaining about the pricing of ads when in reality, the Facebook ads are not that expensive. It's depending if you know what the heck you're doing or not, that
Yeah.
drives the price up. And if the video ads are the cheapest. And it's like you just do a 30-second, 90-second video clip and send it out to build your audience and get people on your email list or whatever is the cheapest way to do it. And it's not expensive at all. But I'm not promoting Facebook advertising. If you want to advertise, go for it, but don't ask me to help you because I'm not going to help you. But it is one way that you can get people on your email list.
Yeah.
So
I understand.
I just
okay.
wanted to share one thing about changes in social media.
Mhm.
On Facebook, there is a business page called Social Media Examiner,
Mhm.
and they keep up with changes that are going on in all of the social media. And
Yep.
they do lives on Facebook
Mhm.
telling you what's coming, everything. So it would be a good idea to follow that page because they are pretty up to date on what's going on. Social Media Examiner. And then the other thing I wanted to share was with Marcy, something I did, Marcy, because you mentioned you didn't want to spam your personal page, was I changed my cover photo to an invitation to my Facebook group. And people trickle in. A couple people have trickled in, and just from that, and so that helps. I have not like been out there pushing it, but that's one way to do it. And on there, I have like a click here to join, and there's the link is in the description of the picture, and that works out well for me. So I just wanted to share that with you, Marcy, or anybody else that might help.
Yep.
Great info. Thank you.
Yep. Thank you, Sharon. The Social Media Examiner, yes, I am on their email list, so I get emails all the time from them, and every time they post something that looks relevant, I always look it up and check it out and let you guys know. But I do get invited periodically by Facebook to come to those trainings. Facebook also offers different kinds of trainings that you can get into, but you just have to pay attention and watch for it because Facebook will pop stuff up every once in a while. And if you just blow it off, they're not going to invite you again. So you want to pay attention if you see something that says, stop and read it. If nothing else, just stop and read it and see if it's something you'd be interested in. And don't be afraid to click on it. And then they'll say, okay, maybe it's an event. You sign up for that event. Do I want a notification? So it's the events are where you say you're going to the event. You click on it, and then it'll say, then they will remind you when that event's coming up. And then you go to that event on Facebook. And if you look on the left side of your Facebook profile, you can go down to events to see what events are happening in this time period. And if there's something that's of interest to you, you can click on it and say, I want to go to this event, and then just check every day to see what event's happening today so you don't miss them. So that's one thing that is really very helpful on Facebook when it comes to staying on top of certain things. But you have to be proactive. They're not going to knock on your door and say, okay, come on, we got to go to this meeting. You have to kind of know. And then I put them in my calendar too. If there's something that I definitely want to attend, I drop it into my calendar and make sure that I have it on there so that I can get to it. And then, of course, with Social Media Examiner, I get their emails, so I know what's going on with them all the time. So those are just some ideas. But yeah, you got to stay on top of Facebook changes. And if you don't have someone that's there to help let you know, ding, 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 guess what? They changed the look of groups again. Oh, it's just such a nightmare. And if you can't find the guides on your phone, go to the little hamburger in the left-hand corner and open that. That's where you can get to the guides on groups now. Instead of when you open the group on your phone, you don't see the guide tab anymore. So you have to just, be aware. And I try to let people know what changes are coming up if you're paying attention and are active on my Facebook group too. So. All right, guys, and that's what we're here for too, is I try to help share with you guys the different things that are happening on Facebook. And I am going to do a little bit more homework today or this week probably on business pages. And maybe I'll do something next month on what they're doing with business pages and the different changes that are happening as well with at least my business pages. And I don't know if Amy's has changed to this or not. I think she only has one. I have like 7 business pages, so I have a lot of them.
I have 2,
Mhm.
and mine, I can get to, mine are like grouped now.
Yeah.
And you have to click and decide which one.
Yeah, but what I'm saying is, I was trying to change the button on my Margene Christensen business page, and I can't find where I even have a button. So I gotta go back in there and see what they do. Where'd they move that? Like if you go in to try to change your settings to change your template, I can't find it. So I've got to play around with that and figure out where they moved all that stuff. So, okay, guys, if that's it, anybody?
Thank you.
Thank you guys for being here. I really appreciate you. You can unmute yourself if you want and say bye, namaste, have a great week, have a great month, have a successful month. Get
Okay.
started building that momentum for the end of the year, guys.
Absolutely.
All right.
Night.
Good night. Mwah, mwah.
All right.
Night.
Bye.